What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video here at Hidden Heights Farm. I hope you guys are all doing wonderful. We're kind of dodging some storms here and there. So today's the day we're going to announce something. So if you guys watched a video about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I kind of put a little sneak peek comment in about we had a big announcement coming, but I couldn't just tell you guys just yet. Now this has been in the works for a little bit. You guys will understand more here in just a little bit. But I've been wanting to make this video for a while now. I wanted to wait until we got back from vacation. You guys know the family and I just got back from Mexico. So I was wanting to get up early and make this video, but it's been raining. I think we got a break in the weather. So here in just a minute, we are going to hop in the Polaris Ranger, the side-by-side. We're gonna take a little trip. And you guys probably know what's coming if you've seen the title. I don't even know what I'm gonna title it yet, but it is what it is. And anyways, I hope you guys are as excited as we are about this new adventure. It's gonna have a lot to do with our YouTube channel. Gonna try to document a lot of stuff, projects, all that. You guys know how we do. But anyways, hop in the side-by-side. We're gonna take a little trip down the road and I'm gonna show you just what we're talking about. Okay, so we're here. We took a little short ride down the road, and you guys can see we are at our waterfront property. You guys know, if you've been following us for the past couple years, about 2 years ago, we bought this property down here. This is the lake. This is Lake Hudson, Salina, Oklahoma. But this has led us to all kinds of stuff. You guys know we kind of redid this. I got a deer running around right here. She's looking for her baby. I seen her baby run off a while ago. Your baby's okay, it just ran off. It went over here, she's okay. But anyways, we kind of restored this old rock building. We're not completely done, but we got a new roof on it, got windows, a door put on it, and we currently, you know, we just use it kind of keep some of our fishing stuff in and all that. You guys know, then we got the boat dock installed down there. We keep our fishing boat down there. We got a ski boat now. We just went out all day yesterday using all that and everything. But we did a lot of work. You guys know I love documenting everything with these videos, vlogging pretty much. When we first bought this property, there was trees galore. It had been abandoned for, I don't know, maybe 40, 50 years. Nobody really did anything with it. Every once in a while, they kind of brush hogged it and baled some hay every once in a while, but the trees and everything just got crazy. Now this property has been around for over 100 years. This building is over 100 years old, and some of the stuff I'm fixing to show you that was right next to the property that we currently own is pretty amazing too, historically. And there's an old foundation right behind us. Now, the cool part of the story is, before this lake was here, this was a creek. You guys know our family owns creek property on Salina Creek, and that's about 10, 12 miles back east from where this is. And back in the day, that same creek flowed right down below this rock building right here. And I'll kind of show you guys a little close-up of the rock building here in just a little bit. We got a lot of new people on the channel. Probably don't have any idea what I'm talking about right here. But anyways, like the title says, we bought another lot down here at the lake, another piece of the abandoned property. Now this abandoned property has some cool stuff on it as well. We got some cool plans coming, not in concrete just yet, so I'm not gonna announce everything just yet because you guys know how things change. But I'm gonna try to, I needed to get this video out because we needed to get up here and start cleaning up, start, you know, doing what we want to do with this property. And you guys know we got the large equipment. We got the tractors, got a couple of tractors, got the backhoe on the Kubota tractor. And I'm gonna walk over here to this property. Now the current lot we have was about 2.65 acres. That's the one I'm on right now. And the new lot that we just bought is exactly the same. So it gives us, I think it's 2.35, because we are total now right under about 5 acres total. Now, what I'm fixing to show you is really cool. Whenever we were first looking at the lot that we bought first, we couldn't quite make our mind up on which property to buy, because there was a couple lots in here for sale at the same time. Now, both lots have these giant pecan trees. Got several giant pecan trees on them. These things are probably 100 years old as well. You can see this is the new lot over here. This is the current lot that we own. Me and my dad came down here many times this last fall and picked up lots and lots of pecans. There's native pecans and some of the paper shell, some of the bigger pecans, and they're very good. But anyways, back to the original story. You guys know this old tractor was on this property when we bought it. Those implements right there was already on this property. Back in the day, this was an old farm. And, you know, some of the stuff, I don't know if this tractor was original to the old farm owner or whatever, but it was here when we bought it, so it's now ours. Of course, it's not running or functional, but anyways, it's still pretty cool to have. Don't know what we're going to do with that. We might just scrap it eventually one day. What I'm fixing to show you, I don't think I've ever featured it on any of our videos on our current property that we just cleaned up in the last 2 years. But like I said, this place has been here for over 100 years, and this right here has some cool story, and I'll probably save all the details and stuff on a future video, because we got a lot of plans that I want to get started on, and I don't want to put everything in one video. So make sure you guys are subscribed and stay tuned, and hopefully every once in a while, as time allows, away from the farm and away from my full-time job, me and Rachel and the kids will be down here working, and we'll set the camera up and kind of show you guys the transition of what everything looks like now to what hopefully one day our dreams of what this thing can look like. So I'm gonna turn the camera around and just kind of show you something here. So this right here is an old foundation. Now this was a type of building, you know, that goes back over 100 years ago, but there's something else that is very cool. Now let me show you guys something before I get too carried away. I did do a video over this. This is on our property right here. And it's a metal casing about 7-8 inches wide. I dug it out as far as I could, and I don't know what is under there. I think it's an old well system, but I just don't know for sure. So anyways, what I'm fixing to show you, it was not on our property. Our property line splits this foundation right here about in the middle, somewhere right in there. And I'm gonna try to be careful and walk through here. I'm just wearing my Crocs. It's Croc season, it's summertime. And hopefully I don't get on no copperhead and all this leaves and stuff. But this old foundation, guys, this was just hand-laid foundation with native rocks and concrete that they made here locally. This is a pretty big size building area. You can see that the foundation held the building. But the cool thing is this old rock chimney that was hand built. I'm going to say that thing is about 25-30 foot tall, and it is very cool. So I can't wait to get this cleaned up. We knew this was here whenever we bought the other property, but we knew we wanted a boat dock, and the other property was actually better for a boat dock, the way that the land and the terrain and everything is down here to the water. So but now we got both of them. But I'm gonna kind of get on this side and show you guys what it looks like from behind. Get out of these weeds here. I'm gonna get ticks and bugs all over me, but it's fine. But look at this, guys. This is totally awesome. The chimney goes way up, way up. We got mosquitoes on me. So anyways, let me go ahead and get the camera off me and kind of show you guys. Now, how awesome is this to own something that was handmade over 100 years ago and that is still standing? Look at this. Somebody put a lot of time and work into this to make that. And it was part of the building. It was built into the building for whatever they used this for over 100 years ago. And I'm guessing they cooked cooked with the fire there, and they heated the building with wood. That's why they built the chimney like this. So how awesome is that? I want to keep this thing restored, you know, as fully as possible. I don't know what we'll try to, you know, what we'll do with this area just yet, but there is some giant trees. Now, what I'm fixing to show you, there's a bunch of trash and stuff around here because one day there was a house here, there was something here, that some kind of dwelling that somebody lived in, and it burnt down. There's windows everywhere, there's sinks, there's all kinds of stuff. So this is part of the cleanup process that I'm talking about. I can't wait to get started on. But I'm gonna turn the camera around and just show you how big some of these trees are. Look at this thing. This thing has to be 150, 200 years old. This thing is a giant tree. But I want to get in here and I want to kind of cut some of these limbs and stuff down because I don't want anything falling on the chimney. If a storm or anything ever blew this giant tree over, I'm afraid it would destroy the chimney, and that wouldn't be any good. I'm gonna turn the camera around and just show you for reference. I don't know if the camera does justice on just how big this tree is, but it is a giant tree. Now, before we get too far over, let me see if I can find a good path. Before we get too far over on the new property, what I show you guys, and we got a little road that you come in, when you pull into our driveway here, you can come down in a vehicle. If you want to get a little closer to the rock building or the boat dock, you can pull right on down through here, and there's a little road that goes right in front of the rock cabin. And you know, if we got supplies or anything, fishing stuff, we can unload a little closer, don't have to carry stuff quite so far. But let's walk through here. I'm going to show you guys what I'm walking through. Poison ivy, all kinds of stuff. Hopefully no copperheads. We always see snakes down here. Not always venomous, but anyways. I don't need no creepy crawlies. But one thing that they already had down here is this. I don't even know what to call this. It's like a mezzanine type thing that goes on down to the water. And there's like a little, I'm not gonna walk all the way down there because it's kind of grown up. I need to get down here with some cloppers and stuff and try to clean it up. But just kind of showing you guys. Let's go down a little more. I'm trying to watch the camera, not paying attention to myself. But anyways, there's a walkway all the way down, and there's a platform right down on the water's edge. And we can come down there, we can fish, do whatever. We can kayak to it, have an easy stairs all the way back up. I'm not gonna go down there. I'll save that for a future video. We gotta get some cleanup going on down here and make it a little bit safer, get some fishing poles down there. But as you come back up here, there is all kinds of railroad ties. There's all kinds of stuff where they kind of built this foundation up a little bit, I think. And don't know what they had right here, but we're fixing to take a walk over here, and I'll show you something that I think is really cool that we might be able to do some stuff with. Okay, so walking back up on top, here's some of the trash and stuff that we got to clean up. We got some old aluminum glass windows. There's an old sink. There's an old ladder right there. I mean, there's just all kinds of trash that has been here for no telling how long. And I got a little bit of a trail mowed. See, there's some more glass on the ground. But there's a structure up here. I don't know how close I can get to it without really getting into the snaky stuff, and I don't want to get snake bit today. So anyways, there was some kind of a building or dwelling that was built right here. That is a concrete slab, and you can see it's got some pipe, it's got some infrastructure to it. I don't have electric on our property yet, but one thing about this is I think that it has a septic tank down here somewhere, because there's a sewage pipe going. You guys can see where that comes out of the slab right there, and it kind of comes straight this way. I think there might be a septic tank or something down here somewhere. So that gives me an idea of, hopefully that'll save us a little bit of money if we decide to build like some type of cabin or something up here on this concrete slab. We already got the concrete slab there, so we might as well utilize it. clear out some of these trees and stuff, and then we will have prime lakefront viewage from whatever we want to build right here. If we just want to sit on the concrete, we could build a canopy or something over. I mean, the possibilities are endless. We've got to figure out what we're going to do with the area right there with the chimney as well. And anyways, so that's just part of that. Now I'm going to come back over here a little ways and show you some more of the stuff we got to get cleaned up. Now I want to get the tractor down here and start brush hogging, but there's just so much stuff that needs to be cleaned up. I mean, look at all this right here. There's, I don't even know what, there's cinder blocks everywhere. There's old like siding and metal, some window screens, an old antenna, just stuff like that that really needs to be cleaned up before you can really get in here and get to town working on it. But I am very eager to get down here and get started on it. Of course, we just closed on this property about a month ago, and we kind of been waiting to announce it and everything until, you know, all that was good and done. One thing that was always happening, I'd be down here working, or we'd just be down here fishing with the family, just enjoying the lake property that we already owned. And there was people coming down here almost every week. There wasn't a month that went by that I didn't get somebody coming down here talking to me or messaging me. Somehow people were finding me on Facebook, sending me messages, or word of mouth, people was getting my phone number and calling and texting me, wanting to know what kind of plans we had for this property, because they were interested in buying this lot right here. And so we had to deal with that for a long time, but now we own this, so we don't have to worry about anybody coming in here and doing anything with this property. And I think we're fixing to get rained on. So anyways, I'm gonna get on the Ranger and go on down and kind of show you guys a little bit more of this property stuff. But I wanted to get this main video out because you guys are our Hidden Heights farm family, and I wanted to share the news. Like I said, it's awesome news for Rachel and I. You guys might not care too much about it, but it's going to be a lot of our channel, our YouTube channel going forward, because like I said, when we do stuff like this, we like to see the transformation. You buy something like this that's kind of all grown up, been abandoned for 40, 50 years, whatever, and you put a lot of time and work and effort into it. I know Rachel and I had a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this property. We're not even done yet. That was just getting started on it to where we could actually get up and drive to, you know, the rock building, get all those trees out of the way. I don't know how many burn piles we've burnt down here, but we've put in a lot of work to make it nice and enjoyable for our family. And cool thing about it was we recorded all that, we have videos on it, and then I put a compilation video together over that whole process. I'll try to throw it up right here if I can remember, if I can find it. And I hope to do the same with this. So hopefully you guys will subscribe to the channel and join us on this next adventure and see just what we turn into this, or what we actually decide to do with it all. So let's go get back on the Ranger, and actually I'm going to show you the rock building before we do that, and then we'll get on the Ranger. Okay, so we are now walking down to the rock building. We call it the rock cabin. And I built this door completely out of oak from the sawmill. And you know, when we first bought this, it didn't have a door on it. It didn't have a roof on it. It had partial roof. I had to tear all that off. I put in new windows, framed around all that, put on a whole new roof. And that right there is metal. That's a metal roof. It's made to look like cedar shakes. If I can get a good, get the camera angle. There we go. You guys can kind of see that. And I've got videos on all this stuff. And then over on this side, it pretty much mimics the other side. Right there. I'm not going to take you guys in there. It's just concrete inside. Nothing fancy to look at. But you guys can go back and watch the old videos if you want to. But here is the basement part. And like I said earlier, guys, before this lake was here, the creek flowed right through here. There's the creek channel down there. And the people that lived here and owned this property way back in the 30s, and so they used this as like a spring house, and they stored their food and stuff in there. Supposedly they had some like concrete box thing down here somewhere, and they kept food nice and cool. But one cool thing, I don't know if I can see it from here or not, we've shared it in the past, But right down here, it's hard to see, right down there somewhere is a spring that runs all the way through this property, and it comes back and it comes out right below this catwalk down to the boat dock. So it's really cool to see that, and it flows year round. Nice cool water, clean water, and you guys can see we got the boats down there. That's the boat dock, and we got all kinds of wildlife down here. So it is super peaceful down here, and I think we're fixing to get wet. So anyways, so you guys can kind of see why we enjoy coming down here so much. It's just right down the road from our house. It doesn't join our current property where the farm is, but we can hop on the Ranger, hop in a vehicle, and be down here in just a minute or two. And we spend a lot of time down here when the weather's nice, and just cook hot dogs. We do fishing, all kinds of stuff, and hopefully we'll be adding some more stuff for the future because we're just getting started. Like I said, right here where I'm walking right now, you couldn't even walk through here. You couldn't drive a side-by-side through here. There were so many trees. It was so grown up with vines and thorns and everything. It took a lot of work, and that's what we're fixing to get started with on this. So let's jump on the Ranger, and I'll kind of take you guys down through here, a little tour. Now at the front, I'm gonna throw some footage up right here I just took on the way in. Right here is on the road coming into our property. You guys remember we put the black pipe fence in. You'll see that in a minute. But all this has grown up. There was no way to get into this property because there was a barbed wire fence across the front. So I'm gonna have to bring the brush hog down here, some chainsaws, and we'll get all that cleaned up as well. Okay, so I got the Ranger going, so it's gonna be kind of hard to hear me probably, but you guys remember the black pipe fence we had put in for the current property we owned, and this is the property next to what we owned that we just bought. And as you can see, there's all kinds of trees. Everything's grown up really bad. We're gonna drive the side-by-side through here, and I'm gonna have the property line surveyed again so I know exactly where we're at. Try to be very careful there's no baby deer in here. But yeah, you can see this is just a jungle in here, and you got these trees growing up, gonna make everything quite difficult to get through. There's old fencing and metal pipe and fences, posts, all kinds of stuff. The trees are even growing up. Like, you got all these vines and stuff just growing up in the trees. It makes everything very difficult to get to. So now we are going down the east side of the property line. Kind of pan back so you guys can see where we're at. You see the rock building right there in the center of the screen. Got a nice little pine tree right here. Got some old trees that were tore down in a tornado a couple years ago. Big old pecan trees. That's going to probably be the next site for our next brush pile to start burning. There's a pretty blue bird right there. Oh, there's a guinea. Look at that. I already got a guinea on the new property. Let's see what he's doing. I don't know where that come from. I don't know anyone around here that has guineas. Maybe he'll stay here and eat some ticks. I'm not gonna bother him. These guineas right there, you guys see the guinea? Those things eat their weight in ticks and bugs, so they're good to have around. Not hurting nothing by no means. And of course you can see all the big pecan trees that matches the pecan trees on our current lot that we had. So we'll kind of drive down through here. More pecan trees. And then we're back at the junk pile. So there you go. Get a better close-up now that I'm on the side-by-side to kind of show you guys this foundation of this building. I don't know what kind of building was here But I believe the dimensions of this is like 26 by 12.5 feet or something like that. So might potentially build a little cabin right here, maybe something with some bathrooms in it. We'll just have to see. And you can kind of see the difference of the lots. Now that's not where the current property starts, but this is part that I mow with the lawnmower, and then I used to brush hog all that. Now, one more thing that we have to get ready is we got to get all our equipment ready. You know, it's not the most desired time to be coming down here to doing all the hard work and stuff. I remember when we first bought this lot 2 years ago, I about blacked out one day. Rachel and I was down here working, and we both about passed out because we were cutting down trees and dragging them, and it was middle of August, and we finally got to a point in the day where we had to tap out because I don't know if I've ever worked so hard in my life. But going forward, we're not going to do that. Now, we were using tractors and everything then, but it's still a lot of hard work because the terrain and everything is not perfectly flat. You know, there's a lot of dips, a lot of hills and stuff like that. So you're constantly going up and down. The thorns, I ripped many pairs of my pants on the thorn bushes and stuff like that. The vines has these big old thorns on there. There's locust trees with thorns. But anyways, we're gonna get all that cleaned up. I'm not grapping by no means. I am blessed to be able to have the opportunity to buy this property, and hopefully, you know, I think we did a great job on this lot. Even though we're not completely done, we still have things we want to do and clean up a little bit. But we're going to get busy, even though it's fixing to be August here, just a couple days. I'm going to get the tractors serviced at home. That's one thing I got to do. Get the tractors all serviced, because the last 2 times I brought the old Kubota L3300 down here, if you guys followed us then, had problems with that tractor. Every time I brush hogged, it would start overheating, give me a bunch of problems. So I got to get that thing tip-top shape. Last year after I brush hogged down here, I redid all the radiator stuff, water pump, belts, all that. So it should be good to go, but I'm going to go ahead and do some extra service on it. And of course the backhoe, it comes in. It's a great help. Digging out a bunch of all these little trees and stuff like that. If you guys remember what this looked like right here, I pretty much did all this with the backhoe and a chainsaw. So anyways, guys, I'm going to head back home and fixing to get rained on. I don't know if you guys can see the storm cloud here. It's starting to sprinkle on me a little bit. It's absolutely beautiful down here. Nature, you guys remember we had the owls, we always got the deer, we got the river otters that live down in the water. There's bald eagles all the time. There's just always Mother Nature down here, even though we got neighbors and stuff all the way around. It's just, I don't know if you call it serenity or what you call it, but it's just very peaceful to us, and we absolutely love it down here. So anyways, guys, stay tuned for a future video. Like I said, in between of doing our farm videos and our farm work and everything, we'll be coming down here, working a little bit. We'll bring the camera, set it up, do some videos, and show you guys the transition of what we can do and what comes out of it. Now it is starting to rain. But anyways, guys, subscribe, leave us a comment down below. What do you think of the new abandoned property? I know they let it kind of get grown up and you know, everything, but I think we can put a little sweat and some work into it and make it a very nice place. You know, it's more of an investment than anything. This is something we hold on to. Real estate usually never goes down in property value. So if we decide to sell it in 10, 20, 30 years when we're old and can't really do much anymore, then hopefully we can get the value back out of it and maybe more. So anyways, guys, we love you. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, we'll see you then.